Welcome back, everyone, to a story that feels ripped straight from the most intense action movie you've ever seen, but its roots are buried deep in the harsh realities of our world. Today, we're diving into a tale of survival, redemption, and impossible choices. A story I'm calling Border of Fire, the most dangerous adventure ever told. So, grab your gear, because we're heading into the heart of the desert, where every shadow could be your last. Our story begins in one of the most unforgiving landscapes on the planet, the borderlands between the United States and Mexico. This isn't just a line on a map. It's a sprawling, lawless expanse of scorching sun, rugged mountains, and hidden dangers. It's a place where survival is a daily struggle, and the lines between right and wrong are often blurred by the shimmering heat. This is the world of Daniel Cruz, a man forged in the fires of conflict. As a former Marine, Daniel knows discipline, he knows combat, and he knows how to survive. But since leaving the service, he's found that the skills he learned in war zones are now his only currency in a world that has little use for a peacetime soldier. He's a man adrift, haunted by his past, and searching for a purpose, or at the very least, a way to make it to the next day. It's in this state of desperation that an offer comes his way. The job sounds simple, at least on the surface. Escort a mysterious cargo across the desert. For a man like Daniel, who has navigated far more treacherous territories, it seems like a straightforward, if risky, way to earn some much-needed cash. The details are sparse, the client is shadowy, but the pay is good. Too good, perhaps. He's told to ask no questions, to just get the package from point A to point B, against his better judgment. Driven by necessity, Daniel accepts. He prepares for a difficult journey, expecting to face the natural perils of the desert and perhaps a run-in with Border Patrol. What he doesn't realize is that he's just stepped into a hornet's nest, and this simple mission is about to explode into an all-out war for his life. The moment Daniel takes possession of the cargo, the clock starts ticking. Almost immediately, things go wrong. He's not just being watched, he's being hunted. The first to appear are the cartels. These aren't just street-level thugs. They are organized, heavily armed, and utterly ruthless. They operate with military precision, and they want what he's carrying. A simple desert crossing turns into a series of frantic, high-speed chases across dusty backroads, with bullets flying and vehicles turning into twisted metal. Daniel's Marine training kicks in. He uses the terrain to his advantage, setting traps, creating diversions, and fighting back with a ferocity that surprises his pursuers. He manages to evade the first wave. But it's just the beginning. The desert is vast, but it feels like it's shrinking around him. Just when he thinks he's caught a break, a new threat emerges, one far more insidious. Corrupt border agents, men who wear a badge but serve only their own greed, join the chase. These agents know the terrain better than anyone. They have the resources, the communication networks, and the authority to be anywhere and everywhere. They represent a different kind of danger. While the cartel is a known enemy, these agents are a betrayal of the very system meant to protect. Daniel is now trapped between a criminal underworld and a corrupted system of law. He can't call for help. He can't trust anyone in uniform. Every checkpoint could be a trap, every patrol a potential enemy. The border, once just a line to cross, has become a 360-degree battlefield. As if that wasn't enough, a third group enters the fray. Bounty hunters. Drawn by the high price placed on the cargo, these lone wolves and deadly crews are masters of tracking. They are relentless, patient, and creative in their methods. Unlike the cartels or the corrupt agents, they aren't part of a larger organization. They are individuals, each with their own code and their own style of hunting, making them unpredictable and incredibly dangerous. Daniel finds himself fighting a multi-front war. He is outmanned, outgunned, and completely isolated. His survival depends on his wits, his instincts, and the skills that were drilled into him in the corps. Every sunrise is a victory, but every sunset brings new terrors. The physical and mental toll is immense. Sleep is a luxury he can't afford, and paranoia becomes his constant companion. Through a brutal firefight and a narrow escape, Daniel finally gets a chance to see what he's been risking his life for. He opens the cargo, and his world shatters. It's not drugs, weapons, or money. It's a young girl, terrified, silent, but with eyes that hold a deep and terrible story. Suddenly, the entire mission changes. This isn't about a payday anymore. This is about a human life. The girl, he learns, is the daughter of a powerful kingpin, a man who sits at the top of a vast criminal empire. She was kidnapped by a rival faction, and now everyone wants her, either for ransom, for leverage, or to eliminate her as a witness. Daniel realizes he is not a courier. He's a pawn in a deadly game of power. The girl is the key, and he's the one holding her. This revelation forces Daniel to confront a choice that will define him. He could abandon the girl, save himself, and disappear into the desert. It would be the logical, self-preserving thing to do. No one would blame him for walking away from an impossible situation. But looking into the girl's eyes, he sees more than just a victim. He sees a reflection of the innocence he fought to protect as a Marine, a flicker of the purpose he's been so desperately searching for. To leave her would be to abandon the last shred of his own humanity. It would mean that all the killing, all the running, all the fighting was for nothing more than his own survival. And for Daniel, that's not enough. In that moment, he makes a decision. His mission is no longer to deliver a package. It's to protect a child. The fight is no longer for money. It's for redemption. With his new purpose solidifying his resolve, Daniel's strategy shifts. He's no longer just running. He's fighting back with a plan. He uses his military expertise to turn the tables on his pursuers. He's not just reacting, he's anticipating. He leads them into canyons perfect for ambushes, uses the scorching sun and harsh environment as weapons, and turns their own technology against them. A bond begins to form between the hardened warrior and the silent girl. It's a bond forged in shared danger and unspoken understanding. He teaches her how to survive in the wild, and in her resilience, she reminds him of what it means to be human, to care for someone other than himself. This connection becomes his greatest strength. He's no longer fighting for himself, but for her future. The journey culminates in a final, epic confrontation at a desolate border crossing, a ghost town that serves as a nexus for smugglers and criminals. All the players converge here: the cartel, the corrupt agents, and the last of the bounty hunters, all ready for a final showdown. What follows is a masterclass in tactical combat. Daniel, using the crumbling buildings and abandoned vehicles for cover, orchestrates a symphony of chaos. He turns his enemies against each other, using their greed and mistrust to his advantage. It's a desperate, brutal, and brilliantly executed battle where Daniel's training, courage, and sheer will to protect the girl are put to the ultimate test. He faces down the leaders of each faction, confronting not just their bullets, but the darkness they represent. In the end, against all odds, Daniel prevails. The dust settles, the gunfire ceases, and he stands victorious, battered and bruised, but alive. He has not only saved the girl, but has also dismantled a significant piece of the criminal network that plagued the border. But the victory is bittersweet. He has crossed lines he never thought he would, and has seen the depths of human cruelty. As he hands the girl over to the one trustworthy authority he could find, he knows his life will never be the same. He didn't get the payday he was promised, but he found something far more valuable: redemption. He walked into the desert, a lost soldier, but he walks out a protector, a man who found his humanity in the most lawless of places. His journey on the border of fire is over, but his path forward, though uncertain, is now guided by a renewed sense of purpose. Daniel's story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of places, a single person's choice can make a world of difference. It's a gripping adventure about survival on the very edge of two nations. But more than that, it's a story about the enduring power of the human spirit. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey today. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.